Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the real reason JEY USO lost the WWE World title. JEY USO gives an emotional promo after losing. A WWE star set for a huge push. WWE is worried. WWE spoils a major return, and much more. Now, as always, we won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good, is number 1, Cena vs Punk. A WWE champion John Cena kicked off Raw. Just as his typical heel promo was getting going, he would be interrupted by his arch rival CM Punk. Punk had a passionate promo filled with continuity and motive, and now it looks set that Punk will face Cena at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. Now obviously, a lot of fans are expecting this to be a huge swerve, as it remains unclear if Punk is actually working Saudi. Nevertheless, the chemistry between Punk and Cena is still apparent, and the inevitable match is destined to result in huge box office for WWE. Number 2, Roxanne advances. WWE's consistent push of Roxanne Perez continues, as last night she defeated Kairi Sane, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley to advance in the Women's Queen of the Ring tournament. Ripley was a firm favourite to win this match and win the entire tournament, so this was a nice change of pace. Perez's work has been excellent since being called up to the main roster, and it's refreshing to see WWE push a relatively new star up the card in the women's division. Number 3, Bayley is back. Now at last, Bayley is back in WWE. She made her presence felt during Becky Lynch's promo segment, and hopefully this time WWE hits a home run with Becky vs Lynch program. Now it's heavily likely that the two are destined for a match at Evolution 2, but there are still a number of events before WWE arrives at that specific PLE. Number 4, Ron Killings promo. Ron Killings cut a fired up promo on Raw. He would climb onto the announce table, cut his locks off before declaring that he's now not R-Truth, but Ron Killings. Killings would explain why he's decided to ditch the R-Truth persona, and he delivered the promo with total conviction. This was outstanding work from Killings, and this serious side of Truth has all the potential in the world. Perhaps next week we might see him smoking a cigarette in the arena again. Number 5, Sami advances. Now the men's King of the Ring bracket is truly stacked with names such as Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. On Raw last night, Penta, Sami Zayn, Dominic Mysterio and Bron Breakker collided in the King of the Ring qualifier, and as expected, the match was a total banger. Zayn would advance, and he has to be considered one of the favourites for the crown come Night of Champions. Number 6, LA Knight to Raw. Now, LA Knight is finally doing something fresh. He would appear during the King of the Ring qualifier and ambush Bron Breakker. It's been reported that LA is going to feud with Seth Rollins ahead of Night of Champions, and this is a welcome change of pace when it comes to the booking of the former US champion, especially after he came up short in the Money in the Bank match. Number 7, Nikki vs Liv. And Nikki Bella is officially back on Raw, and it appears that WWE will be booking Bella vs Liv Morgan at Evolution 2. Nikki Bella would be interrupted by Morgan during a promo on Raw, and this is naturally going to be presented as a past versus present showcase when it comes to the build of the matchup. And a new world champion. Now we have a new world champion. In one of the most shocking match outcomes in recent memory, Gunther defeated JEY USO clean to win the world title for the second time in his career. Fans firmly expected either a Goldberg return or a Seth Rollins cash-in, but WWE decided to outright give Gunther another reign as champion. WWE deserves a ton of praise for doing something highly unexpected, and hopefully they book Gunther's second reign considerably better than his inaugural run, as that really wasn't great. But that was good. What about the bad is number 1, just break them up already. Now the ongoing issues between Austin Theory and Grayson Waller continued on Raw, and it looks like WWE are now presenting the issues for comedic effect. As Becky Lynch was walking through the backstage area, the two could have been seen having a comedic style argument in the back. Are WWE going to finally now break these two up and turn Austin Theory babyface? This situation has gone on so long that Jacob Fatu has debuted, aligned with the Bloodline, and then broken up with the Bloodline. All in that time they've been teasing a breakup. It's just got to come to an end. Number 2, Io Sky. The WWE seems insistent on placing world champion Io Sky in backstage segments on Raw. Last night, the only time she appeared on the show was for a backstage segment with Nikki Bella where Sky would put over Bella. Why are WWE outright refusing to feature her in a meaningful role? Hopefully things improve as we roll into Evolution 2 next month. Now, was nothing downright ugly on Raw. The show was arguably one of the best editions of the Red brand in recent months, and the surprise title change certainly presented the show as must-see television. Everything just flowed beautifully last night, whether it was Ron Killings' promo, the major returns of Asuka, Nikki Bella and Bayley, and of course, the shocking world title change. What did you guys think of the Red brand last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at the real reason why Jey Uso lost the WWE World title. Our top story today looks at the real reason as to why Jey Uso dropped the world title on Raw. Main event: Jey Uso dropping the world title to Gunther on Raw was one of the most shocking title changes in recent memory. Fans firmly expected either a Money in the Bank cash-in or a Goldberg return, but WWE decided to deliver the unthinkable and deliver a Gunther world title win. Interestingly, Gunther himself referenced that everyone expected either a cash-in or a Goldberg return on the post-Raw show, so it's entirely possible that WWE didn't want to deliver what everyone expected. When it comes to Jey Uso's world title reign, it wasn't exactly being met with rave reviews by fans. Additionally, it's also been reported by Corey Hayes that WWE will be putting a new focus on in-ring action in the summer months, and there's not a better wrestler to lead the charge for this than the ring general himself, Gunther. The WWE giving Gunther another shot is in everyone's best interest, as they sadly flopped when it came to the execution of his inaugural run. A lot of the criticism directed towards the initial reign was that Gunther stayed away from all the top names, but now they actually have a chance to deliver a reign for the ages and allow him to wrestle names such as CM Punk, while that being on television, John Cena, Seth Rollins, and even Roman Reigns. Removing Jey from the world title picture now allows him to explore new ground as a babyface, and a reunion with his brother Jimmy as the Usos doesn't seem too far-fetched at this time. Another key factor in why WWE decided to deliver a title change is that it massively shakes up the product. Unexpected world title changes make the product must-see, and if the fans are tuning into Raw on Netflix not having a clue what could happen in big matches, it makes the product incredibly exciting. There is now the chance that if Goldberg does return and faces Gunther in his final match ever, it'll be for the world title. Let's just hope WWE doesn't do the unthinkable then. Next up, Jey Uso gives an emotional promo after losing. Following Raw, the now former world champion Jey Uso cut a passionate promo in front of fans, and it was arguably one of Jey's standout promos. Jey would introduce the fans to his son Jace before putting over Gunther in a major way. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is my youngest son Jace. I'm so happy I brought him on the road with me this weekend. Y'all have seen him a couple of times on videos with me. Even though I lost, I'm so glad he was here with me, traveling the road with me. I really want to say I'm sorry to my son. I'm sorry to everybody here. I fought my ass off." Gunther is that dude. One of the best athletes, one of the best pros I've ever stepped foot in the ring with. At the end of the night, I got hella respect for that man, so give it up for Gunther. But I'ma run it back. Jey will conclude his promo by thanking everyone for coming and telling the fans how blessed he is to perform in front of them. Next up, a WWE star set for a huge push. Jade Cargill is set for a major push as WWE rolls into Evolution 2 next month. According to a new report from PW Insider Elite, Cargill will be pushed up the card and will reportedly face Naomi in a singles match on the show. WWE is expected to start setting the storylines for July's Evolution pay-per-view this week. Given that the show is set for Atlanta, PWInsiderElite.com has been told that we can expect a big push given to Jade Cargill leading into the event as she's local from that area. So from a promotional standpoint, it's a great hook to help move tickets. Now the report also added, while plans are always subject to change, the early word over the weekend was that Naomi would be facing Jade Cargill at Evolution. Naomi's talked about having a stipulation match with Cargill in recent media interviews. After Money in the Bank on the WWE post-pay-per-view show, Naomi said that she wanted Jade and then to challenge Tiffany Stratton. Given how much of a tear Naomi has been on with her current heel run and this past weekend's Money in the Bank victory, if they do go with Naomi versus Cargill, it'll be interesting to see who WWE books to go over and whether each go from there in terms of their personal storylines beyond that show. Now it's unknown what other matches will be on the card, but we do know that Nikki Bella will be wrestling, and solely based on her Raw appearance, it appears that she will be having a match with Liv Morgan. Next up, we want LA Knight trends. Due to fan outcry regarding LA Knight failing to win the Money in the Bank match this past weekend, fans are using the platform on X to voice their displeasure. Hashtag #WeWantLAKnight was trending yesterday, and fans were sharing their reasoning as to why WWE should push LA into a main event level role. LA made a surprise appearance on Raw last night, attacking Bron Breakker, so WWE are at least positioning him in a prominent role on the show. And now there are plans to have him feud against Seth Rollins. Next up, WWE spoils a major return. The WWE have received some criticism for announcing major returns ahead of time, and they decided to do it yet again on last night's Raw. On last night's broadcast, WWE announced via both the Queen of the Ring bracket as well as a vignette that former Women's Champion Asuka will be returning next week on the Raw brand. Now the promo came after the fact that fans saw Asuka in the bracket itself, so we kind of spoilt it from there. Asuka has been out of action with a serious injury for a considerable amount of time, so this is definitely a return that could have been kept top secret. If they wanted to include Asuka in the Queen of the Ring bracket, they could have easily used a to be decided style tease similar to what they're doing for the King of the Ring bracket, as there's a mystery man that's going to be competing in that tournament. Is it going to be Mr. Iguana making his main roster debut? Next up, WWE is worried. A fan demand to see Ron Killings led to the WWE pivoting when they came to cutting ties with Killings, and this fan outcry has WWE executives officially rattled. According to the latest Wrestling Observer Radio, there is concern that fans could influence the next round of cuts. They didn't count on this. WWE, you know, it's funny because the whole thing is, it does prove the fans have a voice, and some people have gone, well, now that the fans know they have a voice and they can, you know, hijack the show, which is exactly what everyone in WWE, I don't say everyone, but most people in WWE on the top side are in fear of. And now all of a sudden they did that, and it basically says like what happens with the next round of cuts. You know what I mean? It's like before, it's one thing where it's like whatever, but this next round of cuts, it's like people are gonna go, hey, we could just get this guy back if we're sad. Now, he's definitely right in the sense that fans made WWE change their executive decision. However, fans protesting regarding an executive decision isn't anything new. You can even date this kind of fan behavior back 2 decades ago with the infamous firing of Matt Hardy, as fans rallied and managed to get him back on WWE television. And finally, is Limp Bizkit's Fred Durst making a new WWE theme? Now, our final story today looks at the chances of Fred Durst making a theme song for a top WWE star. Durst took to Instagram to state that he would be interested in producing a theme song for Bron Breakker. Naturally, due to Def Rebel's less than stellar reputation when it comes to theme songs, fans were elated when a big name wanting to work with WWE in the music department could come true. There's no news of yet as to whether WWE are really planning on taking Durst up on his offer, but at least it's out there. Another outside name that is pushing to make WWE themes is Metro Boomin. Boomin now wants to produce Ron Killings' new WWE theme, but according to Killings himself, he plans on keeping his original theme song that he's had since 2008. As disappointing as that sounds, it's a smart move on Truth's behalf, as he owns the rights to that music. He made it himself.